Story tonight, reaction from two Democrats who support Obamacare. Joining us from Boston, Marianne Marsh, and from Los Angeles, Leslie Marshall is also a Fox News contributor. So where am I going wrong here, Leslie?
Well, I know you're going to call me a liar out of the box after that last line in the talking
I'm not
points
going to call
memo.
you a liar, but I want you to be very careful in refuting what I have said.
Well, I don't refute everything that you said, Bill, necessarily, but we have to look at the whole picture, and the whole picture is that hindsight is 2020. And if we go forward to 2019, the Joint Tax Committee of Congress has said that over $400 billion will be brought into the country. If we look at taxation, no question, there are going to be higher taxes for some. But overall, the middle class will not have the burden.
Okay.
Lower income people will have access to the health care, and the individual.
With all due respect,
and the individual
what's
and
going to happen in
employer mandate
2019,
are choices, Bill.
Leslie, with all due respect, what happens in 2019 is unknown, and the rest of it is gibberish. Now, your husband's a doctor, is he? I thought your husband was a doctor.
I get in trouble every time I mention I'm glad you did. Yes, he's an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay. So your husband's an orthopedic surgeon. Is he happy with this Obamacare? He is.
Oh, God, you have to do this to me, don't you? We had a huge fight in the car the other night. You would love him the other night,
Okay, so
Bill.
I'm assuming.
Actually,
I don't want to get in the car with you and your husband.
Is going to reduce.
I'm not getting in the car with you and your husband. I'm assuming that he is not happy with it. All right, let's get to Marianne. Now, Marianne, you are a
because
fanatic.
Because of the bottom line to doctors, yes.
Okay. Marianne, you're a fanatic. You are devoted. You are a true believer. You've always been. When you and I attended Harvard, you were just fervently a Democratic person. And you've made an enormous amount of money being that. And I respect that. I mean,
I'm consistent, if nothing else.
Okay. But you're a true believer. You're not a phony. I wouldn't have you on the program. I have laid out the truth here. Have I not?
You've laid out some of the truth and many facts. And the fact is, healthcare costs have been rising for decades, and to blame Obamacare for continued cost increases would be to ignore the facts.
But it's going to be more now. It's going to the healthcare costs, and to be fair, I want everybody to understand this. I'm adding in the increased taxation to the healthcare burden on Americans. So not only are they going to have to pay more for their individual healthcare, wherever they decide to go, but they're going to have to pay more tax on top of it to subsidize the 30 million who don't have healthcare is going to be given free or subsidized health care. Now, that's what it's all about, Marianne. It's a redistribution. But I think that President Obama should be upfront about that, should be honest and say, you know, O'Reilly, and he could say it to me personally, O'Reilly, you make too much money. You make too much money. I'm going to take it from you. I'm going to give it to these people in Skid Row. I'm going to give it to these people who are addicted to heroin, who are alcoholics, who spend all their money getting high, and they don't have enough money to buy health insurance. They can't hold a job anyway, so they can't get an employer base. I'm going to take your money, all right, and give it to them. Why doesn't he just be honest about it, Marianne?
He is being honest, and what is honest is people who haven't been able to have health care because insurers won't let them because of pre-existing conditions or they can't afford it are going to have it now. So everybody's going to share the risk, everybody's going to share the cost, and that's going to help lower costs. But first, cost increases are going to slow, and we've already seen that. That is a fact
that's
here.
A bogus thing. These new taxes, they kick in now. All of these new taxes are kicking in now and in 14. One more question for you, Marianne, then we'll get back to the car and Leslie and her husband.
And Leslie's husband. Good luck.
You're basically telling Americans, this is what the president is telling in the Democratic Party and you who enable the Democratic Party. You're basically telling Americans, look, we're going to force you to do the right thing. We're going to take from you in the form of higher premiums, higher taxes. We're taking from you because you have to do the right thing. Isn't that what this is all about, Marianne?
No, the competition and free market over the last decades got us into this mess, and even you admitted to mess.
They wouldn't let people sell across state lines, and you know that.
No. When you look at so first is getting everybody in the pool. Second is cost containment. And the fact is, an aspirin you and I could buy at the drugstore corner that costs pennies. If you go to any hospital, it costs $10, $15, $25. 100 hospitals, 100 different prices. That's the next step. That's what has to happen.
All right, maybe the next step will be better.
Doing the same thing is not an option here, and doing nothing is not an option.
No, and I've always said that you can have a targeted reform of health insurance in this country done in the private sector. Leslie, I don't know what to say to you. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to say whatever you want. Go.
Thank you. Thank you for my 20 seconds. Well, I think the taxation on the tanning booths is a good thing. Poor George Hamilton will have to pay more to try and get skin cancer. The bottom line is the mandate taxation for individuals and employers is a choice. If they have health care or provide health care, they won't be taxed.
All right.
So
Well,
that's
thank
the
God
good
I don't
news.
go to that tanning booth. I can't afford to pay any more taxes. I'll just do it naturally. Ladies, thank you. Next on the Rundown.